Hello everyone, and welcome back to another speed build in The Sims 4. I hope you guys are really excited for this one because by request, I made the community center from Stardew Valley. So again, we are combining two fantastic games and building a building from the Stardew Valley game to The Sims 4. This one was a bit of a challenge just because, oh boy, does the outside not match the blueprint that you actually see when you go inside of the building. And as you can see, I was also kind of just slowly making my way over there. So we first started off with putting down the fountain and the playground for the kids in the back corner. And this was easy. This part was easy. I'm not gonna lie. You know, you put down a sandbox, you put down some equipment for the kids to play on, and then some benches for the family to, you know, sit around and watch them. And then you put the nice big fountain over here in this corner. So I did really want to make sure I had it set up where there was like the pathways everywhere, and we'll put all of the bushes and the trees in later. So now on to the actual building. I had no idea how I wanted to start this off. I was actually thinking 2 stories at first, especially with how the clock fit in up above. But I figured, okay, start off with the exterior, because this way I can get it to look as close to the building as possible. And I did go with the finished version of the community center, so it's going to be the purple building. And no, there wasn't any purple stones that I could use, so I went with like the closest I could get. So it's more of a gray with kind of like a purpley undertone, and I think that was actually kind of perfect. You'll see that in a second. Right now I'm trying to find a perfect green door that'll work for us. But I liked how I was able to get the shaping of the roof, and when we adjust it later on to be a bit smaller to not actually have 2 stories, the roof also is a little bit more rounded and curved and everything as well. Yeah, I struggled. This took a long time, so strap in. I did cut as much as I could, so it wasn't going to be too long. But here I am trying to find a good purple outside siding, stone, anything that would work to look like the building, right? And I ended up not going full-on purple. There isn't really a lot of good purples in the game, actually. I found that out. I was a little sad. So we went with a nice like stone brick layering that kind of has almost a purple like undertone. I think it does. I don't know why. Maybe it's a trick of the light. Maybe I'm just seeing what I want to see. But I think this darker gray actually works for us here. Trying to find good columns was also a struggle, but we ended up finding what we needed. And I'm just really wanting to get as many of the details as I can get right, just so that you know what it is, right? I want you to look at the building and go, oh wait, that looks like the community center from Stardew Valley, so that's what we went with here. Luckily, there was the bright green awning that worked perfect for this. And then I was actually trying to figure out, okay, what kind of windows do I want to go for here? Do I want it to have shutters? I'm going to have a flower box underneath. And I was actually trying to figure out, like, do I want to mix the old community center that was kind of dilapidated with the finished one? Or do I just want to keep it simple and plain? I was debating on the vines is really what it was. Like, do I want to cover the building in vines? Probably not. But we got our giant clock up on top, and then I went, no, this can't be 2 stories. It's just not going to work that way. It's going to be too big. It's not the right look that I was going for. So we ended up putting it down to 1 story and then making the roof connect and rounded. I do feel like I end up going back and forth quite a bit with all the detailing just so I can get the right item that feels way more fit to Stardew. I am kind of obsessed with Stardew Valley. I do really like it a lot. I mean, obviously now I've done, I have 2 other builds before this one. We have Grandpa's Farm, we have the Wizard's Tower, and now we have the Community Center. I mean, I can keep going. I really enjoy doing this. This is a lot of fun for me. If you guys have any other suggestions for buildings either from Stardew or from any other game or movie or TV show, I would love to see what you guys suggest, so definitely put that down below in the comments. But man, I actually really like taking something from either real life or from like a game or something that I really enjoy and then putting into The Sims. There's something just very fun about it. Oh, we are heading inside. Oh boy. Okay, so this part's difficult. So I was like, how in the world am I gonna do this? The few rooms kind of go around to the outsides of the building. There's nothing really in the back. It's like enormous, right? So I figured I kind of found a good way to do this. I wanted to have like a main space in the front. I wanted to have like hallways that got to the other rooms and however they were like set up. And I went back and forth so many times because I kept going, look, the outside is how I want the outside to look. We need to make the inside fit. How? How in the world am I going to do this? But I figured it out, and you're going to see that now. I did end up putting in a basement on either side too. So this is where you actually can see the front room, the hallway behind the fireplace that goes to the kitchen, the storage room, and the vault room. So that's gonna be like in the back hallway section. And then I end up putting the stairs on either side, so they kind of stick out a little bit, but we also kind of hid them so it doesn't change the exterior of the building too much, but just enough so that I can actually have a stairway going down to the craft room on the left side and then the boiler room on the right. So I have all of the rooms in there. It's perfect. And in this hallway too, we do have like the bulletin board and stuff. So like that's the friendship bulletin board. So that is there. So don't worry. I promise I'm not missing something like that. And if I am missing anything, I apologize. Just add it into your own. I do know I used tons and tons of packs for this so that I could find the proper items. But for me, it was necessary. I had to. Look, sometimes I can't just rely on a few packs for something this extravagant. Now, I actually wanted to get the staircases to come out in the proper spot for the rooms too. So I did have to like make them spin around and fold in different ways, and I think they actually look like they're folding the proper direction that you'd go down them. And I did end up putting the corners of the rooms. You know, a lot of the rooms and everything in Stardew has like that little the diagonal space, so it has like a little diagonal on each corner instead of just going to a point. And I like that. There's something about that makes it feel a little bit softer than just like here's the square. So now starting off in the kitchen, we get the proper checkerboard pattern for this area. And it's really long. I don't know why I had this so long back at first. I do fix it. It comes a little closer. Yeah, there we go. I don't know what I was thinking when I made that super long. And then I'm like looking at the layouts of everything. Gotta have the right purple rug for this room. All those simple ideas is what I was going for first. I love that we do have this very yellowy orange wood tone though. Perfect for Stardew because everything is like that yellowy, orangey tone. Very warm colored and just wood everywhere. And then I put archways into all of the rooms and like just getting to anything. It made sense because it was like you just kind of walk into it. There isn't really a doorway. The kitchen is open to that hallway, and then everything just kind of have arches to get to everything else. It makes sense. I like how it ended up looking. And with like the nice hallway, it all kind of fits. I feel like it looks a little bit more realistic for what we're using it for. It is going to be fully functional. So you actually have like a kitchen, we'll have bathrooms, we'll have everything your Sims will need when they come visit this lot. I did end up making it a recreation center. So I did have to add some items that don't really match with the game, with like Stardew, but I figured the recreation center made the most sense because we do have like the community center lot from Eco Lifestyle, but that one has like 5 different styles to it, and I was like, no, this is just the one. It's not gonna like change depending on what you want it to be. So I was like, the rec center actually was kind of perfect because you come here, there's like little reading spaces, you can go cook, you can go craft. There's the park, you know, all of those fun things. So I think that's actually way more accurate to what this is. I love all these different rugs. Something about it just like makes me laugh because there's just so many different ones. It's like, yeah, just put down some area rugs. You know, people donated these and they fit, right? It actually like separates all the little spaces, so you know where you can go and like sit down. There's like gonna be the fish tank and maybe a little game area, all of that kind of stuff. And then I was like, okay, it's time for all of the furniture, and I just looked at each section and was like, okay, how can I match this as much as possible? I didn't really go for cohesiveness in the style. I was definitely going more so for, I want this to feel like Stardew. And all of the furniture there, like I want it to match. So we had to have the red couch. We had to have like little poofs everywhere because there's like these little circle chairs everywhere in the community center. There's just a lot of places to sit, honestly. So I definitely had this kind of sectioned off, even from like the little entrance. I like that I have the entrance and then you step up into the place. That's actually kind of nice too. So you have like the really, really tall walls in order to have all of this leveling happening as well. This is a desk. And it's not functional because I put a poof there. You can put a regular chair there. That's fine. Again, I wanted this to be Stardew accurate, so there's a poof. But put a chair there, and now you have a nice little desk area for kids to do homework, or you could put a computer there and have somebody working on something in that corner. And then we put in our little fish tank on this side. This was like the perfect fish tank. It's huge. It's very open. And then I even had the pipe for it. All the little details make me laugh. I unfortunately didn't have an anchor, so you get the wheel, you know, but not an anchor. But I still think it's perfect. All of the little detailing. That's all I want, is all the little detailing and to make it feel like you're there, like you're in Stardew Valley, but in The Sims with your sim running around doing what they need to do. Probably farming, you know. There's farming in every game. They can go farming, they can go fishing, they can have animals. I mean, honestly, with cottage living and ranch life, what is it? Oh, horse ranch. With those, I mean, you really can feel like Stardew Valley because now you have the horses and you have like the cows and the chickens and there's no pigs. Unfortunately, there's no pigs, but I mean, you have some of the animals that you can get in Stardew. But you can go fishing and all of that fun stuff and have all your gardens. So now we can put all these together. You can start off at Grandpa's farm and have your little farm going. And then when you want to, you can go hang out at the community center. I guess what we have to do next is the saloon, right? So we'll have to make the saloon so that you have a fun bar to go to with an arcade. And, you know, all of that fun stuff. I don't think there is a pool table, though, right? Oh, That's actually really disappointing because I know there's pool tables in the old games, but I don't think we actually have a pool table in this. Now I'm looking because I have to. Yeah, there's not. Oh, that's so disappointing. I mean, I guess I could do like some other type of gaming table, you know, ping pong or something. I don't know. We'll get to that when we get to that. We're in the community center. We are not at the saloon right now. And we are currently putting together our kitchen. And, you know, it's great. All these great colors that totally match and go so well together. The lovely green of that counter and the blue in the checkerboards. And oh boy. Sometimes it looks a little funky. But I actually really love it. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of want to use this. I think I'm gonna just add this to my game. Maybe I'll use this in my Let's Plays and all my little legacies and all that stuff. I think that'd be kind of fun. Because honestly, this building would be really useful for those things, right? So if you're doing like a rags to riches or something, this has a full kitchen. You're welcome. Now you can use a full kitchen here. There actually is a shower in the bathroom. I don't show me building the shower in the bathroom, but it's there. I'm telling you right now, it's there. The only thing we don't have is a bed, but I mean, get your sim a tent or a sleeping bag or something. I mean, they could always take naps on the couch. That's fine. There is the whole attic space in this building. So you could technically put like a staircase or, well, I would actually put a ladder behind the fireplace. So you put a ladder back there. It goes straight up to the attic and you could live there. Just add a bed or something and then boom. Nice place to stay. It's cozy. People will be here, you know, all that fun stuff. So now we're putting together our little storage space. Nothing really exciting about this. You know, I just put a few, odds and ends, some shelving, a barrel, you know, some brooms. It's not that exciting, I promise. But I tried to put in small details, you know, and a little bit of, I don't know, clutter. Not too much. I didn't want a ton of clutter, but just a little bit, just to make it feel a little bit more like something, because you only get to see it from one angle in Stardew Valley too. And in The Sims, I mean, you can spin around, there's different ways to look at the rooms, so I felt like I did need to put some pictures on some of the walls or make sure that there was some decoration. It didn't feel like it was all going just one direction. And then we move on to the office with the vault. And I did just kind of want this to look like an office, so I made sure that I added some like filing. We put the cabinets in the back, and then, you know what? We have a giant vault in The Sims, so that was actually really perfect. You could put some money in there if you want and have it locked. I think that's kind of fun, honestly. I don't know if The Sims will end up stealing from there, or, you know, you could end up, like, if you make it a pile of money, then it could be a good woohoo spot. So there's a woohoo spot at my community center. I guess it's the only one too, because there's just the vault. There's no beds, there's no closets. I don't even know if I put in a poo-hoo bush. I may have. There might be a poo-hoo bush outside, so there might be two spots to woohoo. You know, enjoy your community space that way, I guess. Yeah. You know what? Enjoy it however the heck you want to. Your Sims, your life, enjoy. Have fun. So down here, oh my god, this room. This room is probably the wackiest, but I mean, it is a craft room. Why not go fun? So we have like the purple hued wallpaper. We have the bright purple carpet. Oh my god, when am I ever gonna get to use this? Right now. This is when I get to use that purple carpet that is so loud, and I love it. It's perfect. And thank you, Nifty Knitting, for all of my craft room needs right here. It's gonna be great. Nice and full, filled with everything. We have the cross stitching, we have painting, we have a computer for like writing. I made it the typewriter looking one too, which I think is really cute, but it fits with the whole aesthetic, right? So we have yarn everywhere. I do love that these tables too show like paper and wrapping paper and stuff and like little sewing things. I kind of wish we did have a sewing machine. That would have just been like, perfect. But we don't have a sewing machine, so unfortunately. Nice little couch in the corner. And then I just add even more to this side. And I tried to make it as close to how the actual craft room is set up in the game. There are a lot of just like mats everywhere. This is where I like come up with the idea, just put poofs everywhere, because there's just like mats and things to sit on everywhere. Stools, mats, poofs, you know, all those things. But we have like the tables, we have places to sit, and then all of the fun crafty items. So I did even use some of the knitted poofs as places to sit and just hang out. It's great. I love it. We also don't have a spinning wheel. So I couldn't put that in. Again, disappointing. Could have had a damn spinning wheel. We could have played our Rapunzel like fantasies, you know, where she pricks her finger. But, you know, alas, we can't, so I put a chair. Easier, I think. And I didn't really have, like, a shelf where I could put, like, a bunch of yarn and things, so I like that I put this little half wall, just to kind of separate the space out a little bit, too, because it is just a large open room, so I wanted to make sure it kind of had areas that you'd sit and work on things and do your crafts. So now on to the boiler room. This room is useless, to be quite honest. I did end up putting a box in the boiler room, but it's just a box. It's not like it's going to be a super useful box. It's just a box. And actually, Batu kind of came in handy here, because they had a lot of the weird, like, you know, pipes and things that looked like something. Like, I got this weird item. I don't know what it's called, but it looks like it could, you know, potentially be a boiler. And we had a ton of different piping and things that work for this as well. So I just kind of threw that into the spaces where it makes sense, and then put some boxes around the room to make it the boiler room. Yeah, that's as much as I got for this one. I don't know what else I can tell you. It's a useful room in Stardew to you know, unlock, because you get the mine carts. Everybody wants the mine carts. That is so handy to get around in Stardew. So I can't like not have it in my game. It's for the mine carts. And I had to make sure, because this was a basement, it was causing like some weird like hills and stuff, so I did fix that. I moved over the park to fit in that little, like, I guess it would end up being like a community garden space or some type of fenced in area. You have to clear it out because it ends up being like super weedy and stuff like that in the game. But I wanted to make sure there was space for both this side where you can like have that little bench that people will sit on, and then you have the other side that has that little space. I end up using that space for like a workout space. You can, by all means, like, to make that into like a little community garden, because to me it would end up being a community garden, but for this to be a rec center, I had to have a space for it to be a workout area. So we had just a couple pieces I ended up putting in there just for like weightlifting and boxing. I put in a punching bag. So on this side, I put in just like a little stone bench, and this is where I was trying to figure out, okay, what kind of trees am I going to end up putting in here? So you can see I put a couple of the pink trees in, and then I just put in this one here. I was trying to find ones that either matched, the world a little bit, but mostly the Stardew world of what was on this specific area of the community center, because it's not really just the community center, right? I did put in the park, I did put in the stuff around it, so it's kind of that whole little up the hill community center zone. You have the whole park on the left, and then you end up going up to the right to get to the mountain zone. So I wanted that whole space to be this area, and I think it fits nicely because we did the whole area instead of just the community center itself. And now I'm actually looking at like maps of this area so I can get everything in the right spot, because what I'm going to end up doing is putting the pathways in, because there's the pathway that goes around up to the park, and then there's the one on the right. So I put the fencing around here first to like space out the zone. And then we end up putting it all together. Which, I mean, this actually worked out really well too, because this fencing was like perfect, really. And I did, instead of just having like a path and keeping it super flat, this is where I end up doing some more terraforming. So I had it where you can step up to go to that little bench with the tree, and then around this whole area, I just put some hills and just made it a little bit more interesting instead of just being a super flat area. And it's kind of exactly where you'd walk, right? So all of the flatter areas are going to be where the pathways go, and then all of the hills and stuff are just for interest and having where like the bushes and the trees and everything like that will be. And of course I struggled because I was like, well, do I want it to be just dirt? And then it looked really dark. So then I started like mixing in different colors and stuff so that it fit a little bit better. Because again, like the coloring in Stardew is, it's going to be a lot more like orangey and brighter and like yellows and stuff. But it's like, do I really want you to be walking around on sand everywhere? No, not really. I'd rather it be more of a normal natural path. Because sand, it's like, that's not really a normal natural path. Yeah, I went through a lot of different trees for this. I was even half debating on using debug trees, but I was like, you know what? I actually don't have to worry about how expensive this place is. It's a community lot, which makes it so much better because screw it, I don't care if it ends up being like almost 80 grand. That doesn't matter to me. Like, it doesn't have to be affordable. It just has to look right. These bushes, oh my god, became my absolute favorite thing. And I kind of love them, and I want to use them in all of my builds now in all of my games. Look at them. They look so pretty. They fit so perfect. And I do actually, these might actually be debug bushes, but I was just like, but look at them. They work out so well because there's just all those like little bushes and things in the game, so you just have those everywhere. And I did like resize them just so that they kind of looked a bit different and interesting. I feel like watching this over again and like making these builds is going to make me have like a sudden urge to like play Stardew Valley nonstop again. It's probably going to do it. It probably will. I have been kind of waiting because I'm a little excited for the newest update, and if it came out already when you're watching this, I hope it was really good, because Concerned Ape is like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna do like a new small update, you know, just for modders and blah blah blah, and then it comes out that, oh no, this is actually way bigger, way cooler. There's like so much new stuff that's going to come with this. I am so excited. So at this point, I'm just like finishing it up, putting in little details. I want to make sure that there's good lighting on the outside everywhere, since it is a community lot and people would walk around it. I don't want it to just be like this super dark area. So I added all the lighting to like the fences and stuff. And that's it. We have finished the community center from Stardew Valley. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll put in some pictures at the end here. But thank you so much for watching. As always, this is going to be on the galleries, so feel free, download it, enjoy it, renovate it, do whatever you want, but have fun. Make sure to give the video a big like, comment down below with, again, any more like fun suggestions or what you think of this build, and then subscribe if you aren't already. Thank you so much. Keep gaming, keep crafting, stay lazy. I'll see you guys next time. Bye, everybody!